Become a member of the National At-Home Dad Network, an organization focused on providing advocacy, community, education, and support. Connecting with households where dad is the primary caregiver of the children. We do this through our webinar and podcast series, mental health support groups, regular online social events, as well as our annual convention. The National At-Home Dad Network is a 100% volunteer organization. Without the generous support of its members and the community around it, we would not be able to continue the work that we do. Becoming a member gives you access to past convention speaker presentations, the ability to vote for board members annually, and ensures that the organization's fees and bills are in positive standing. Oh yeah, it should not go unmentioned that there is some cool swag headed your way if you decide to become a member. For only $35 a year, your membership provides you with the exclusive content only we can generate, and you'll be supporting an organization that benefits families all around the country and world. By advocating for them, offering them community, providing education and guidance, and supporting them to grow in their parenthood journey. And one last thing, if you contribute $500 or more, you will become a lifetime member. Not only will you receive everything already mentioned, but also a certificate recognizing your status and an exclusive National At-Home Dad Network challenge coin with our trademark logo, Dads Don't Babysit. So, what are you waiting for? Become a member today. Welcome to Home Dad Chat, brought to you by the National At-Home Dad Network. My name is Brock.
My name is Danny.
And we are here to talk about life as stay-at-home dads. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
No, I don't want much. I even love handmade crafts made of macaroni. Come on now, you should know me. Times I might eat too much. No worry about my weight, got the dad bod rocking on me. Sketches on my feet, cargo shorts look good on me. I'm a dad, that's what I do.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Home Dad Chat. Danny and I finally decided to hit the record button after 30 minutes of just talking off on our own. We figured we'd come on and have a conversation with you as well. So hopefully you're having a good week.
Bring you guys in just for a little bit.
Into the fold, yeah, just for a little bit. So got to bring you around the table.
Because Brock and I, we have a lot to talk about because of the convention.
Yes.
It's almost 50 days now. I don't remember. I don't have I will say I got an app specifically to keep a countdown on my desktop and it immediately crapped out. And I'm like, what?
An app on your desktop?
Man.
I've got one for my phone. It's an app that just says countdown.
Mm-hmm.
So this app says that 51 days as we currently are standing. So
we record.
So that means we're getting there. So that's pretty wild.
So we've been sitting around not only talking business, because there's a lot of, first year on the board. And I got to tell you, I knew it was going to be busy. It's really busy.
Yes.
There's meetings and there's phone calls and Zoom calls. And I got to write a letter to who and do a what? Okay. It's been really impressive to me, the amount of work that gets done and the amount of times I've been able to get out of doing work because I'm like, I don't know if you want me to be your person talking to so-and-so. Okay. You're going to do it. Okay, cool. Because I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't think you're going to like sponsors and everything we got going on and everything else that's going on with the convention.
It's wild.
Food services and T-shirts and trying to, just planning the day-to-day program is one thing, of course, which is a huge thing. But then all the stuff that we want to try to do extracurricular. Yeah. Because granted, it's a parenting conference. Yeah, you're going to go in, you're going to find your tribe. You're going to have people to talk to that get you. You're going to learn some stuff about being a dad. All wonderful stuff. Also, maybe you want to go go-kart riding,
or go hiking,
or maybe you want to go hiking. Maybe you want to go out,
find every brewery,
sundown.
Find every brewery that you can stumble to.
Every brewery,
find a cigar lounge that you have been waiting to go hang out in.
Yeah, and it's just amazing how much stuff is going on. It really, every year I learn about more stuff. Oh, we do that too. Oh, we do that too. That's amazing. And I say being on the board has given me a little bit of a behind the curtain. And I just want to tell anybody that may be thinking about getting on the board, do it.
Yeah.
Get in there, get your hands dirty. We need help. We're a volunteer organization, all that we've said before, but definitely put your name in the hat. And if you don't get in the first time, do it again next year, because it's a
And
rotation.
if you don't get in the first time, whatever it is that you're wanting to actually like have an impact on and do, like volunteer to like start working on that even on the side with, with the board as a volunteer in that way. And then that also helps, get more noticed and, also like helps to even get whatever it is that you're trying to do out there, even when you're not on the board, because sometimes it's nice to not be on the board and be able to do those things as well. So
I remember those days. They were very calm.
I did for 10 months. Oh, where the time has gone.
Yeah, so I don't know if we've announced that or not. We don't announce anything about the board. It's just
the
like,
board is
we're
a
putting
secret. Yeah,
we did.
Like the Godfather.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
it is. It really is. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding to tell me Brock is back on the board.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
for anybody who didn't know, which is pretty much everybody except for Joe Saladino, when I completely hoodwinked him and called him the other night and started talking to him about beer share stuff, and he started sharing his innermost secrets with me. And then I said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm back on the board." He called me Benedict Brock. He had all kinds of names.
I will say too, just from the board side of it, we have been looking to try to fill the spot, and I don't want to say we have like a curriculum. It must be this and this, but we're looking for somebody that, one, would be willing to do it. And two, we've actually been looking a lot more to improve our DEI and diversity and try to find somebody that's willing to come in. And we've actually asked a few people.
I sadly don't fit any of that, by the way. Big. I'm not a D. I don't. I do not fit any of the diversity side of things.
I'm the least diverse.
Yeah, I'm about as cis as they come. So yeah, but still though, yeah, I'm coming on for just a year, and
sure. Yeah. Just a year. Sure.
I'm saying that right now. Just a year.
Sure. Yeah. I believe you. Absolutely expect.
There's a whole bunch of other people that probably at the same time are like, yeah, right. Like,
well, the thing is too, is while it is a lot of work, especially once your kids are out of diapers, and beyond that, of course, the next thing, which we're definitely going to talk about tonight, is when they're going to school. You finally get some time to yourself. Now, there's still a million things to do.
Oh, yeah.
And kids being in school, granted, there is an amount of time they're away from you and you have quote unquote free time, but the amount of stuff that you end up having to do at the school or with their teachers or field trips or just making their lunch, it doesn't matter. There's just so much still involved, but you get a couple hours that you can maybe I want to commit to something else.
Yep.
Maybe I want to find out who I am again, which we've talked in the past, and we'll talk, I'm pretty sure, at the convention about making sure you know your story, your identity, owning who you are as a person, as opposed to as a full-time parent, right? And being able to develop that, having a little bit of time. And I will say, for me, being able to volunteer in an organization, a nonprofit organization specifically, that I just love, it really does me a lot of good.
Yeah.
I would say even pride, I feel this is what I'm doing. I'm not like the biggest wheel in the machine or anything, but I'm there, and I'm one of the cogs, and I'm able to help the process move forward. And it's really just been,
well, you're a part of the fire
invigorating
that gets fanned, that just pushes the passion of this, big train called the National At-Home Dad Network down the track throughout the year.
Yeah.
So, and that's what it takes. Like,
I don't mind being the fire.
Yeah, you don't have to be the big blowtorch. You just be
I'm not the conductor.
Just be an ember that's willing to get fanned every once in a while. So
yeah, be a piece of coal. Oh, that's what I am, isn't it? I'm a piece of coal getting burned up. Oh man,
that's a horrible imagery. No, don't do that.
I'm the guy shoveling the coal. That's
it.
Yeah,
but when the pressure's on, you become a diamond.
A diamond, right? There you go.
Gosh,
yes.
My geology professor right now is probably smiling ear to ear.
Yeah,
even know
right.
Why.
Oh, Brock remembers. I don't remember.
Oh,
yeah, sweet.
But yeah, so
speaking of professors, what time is it?
What time is it? Oh, it
back
is back
to
school time. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We've already got dads whose kids are in school because of like in the South for the year-round schooling. I know Georgia does that.
Indianapolis went back too recently. So yeah, there's a few other schools.
So when are your kids going back to school?
2 weeks.
When do they start up?
2 weeks from Thursday. So it's like just about 2.5 weeks right now. Not even that. Like 16 days, I guess. But
we are the day after Labor Day. I think it's the 6th or 7th, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll be at the grandparents' house at the lakes somewhere in North Minnesota. I don't remember the name of the lake. Two inlets, I think it is. Yeah, Two Inlets Lake. And we'll be up there for that week before it, just so the kids can get nice and sunburnt and poison ivied. And then I get to send them back to school.
There you go.
The next when we get home, we'll hope.
Corey had like found out she had like all this PTO left to like basically use for the year. And I was like, find ability to like take some time off before the kids go back to school. We'll go try to do like one last like, family weekend thing just here in town or whatever, and do some stuff. And I've been looking around at some different things. Like I've actually found some mini golf courses that I didn't even know existed here in town that I want to go take the kids to.
Cool.
And, just go eat some different places. Actually, this week, they don't know it yet, but more than likely we're going to go to the largest inland seafood festival in the country. It's here in Cincinnati, actually. That's
a very specific thing.
I know.
Are there a lot of inland seafood festivals?
I don't know.
I mean, because you said it's the largest. I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. How do they compare?
I don't know.
What do we have locally? Is there I don't know. We have it, but it sounds very cool.
Yeah. I mean, you can get a whole Maine lobster for like $12 there.
Wow.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So just, trying to find some fun things to do before the kids go back and just have those like fun experiences. Cause it's been pretty much like work. And, it's just been a crazy summer just with all that. So just, all right, like what kind of fun little things can we do before we go back to school, but not kill us on the finances at the same time?
Yeah. We're doing the freest things that we can.
There you go.
And we're going to Devil's Lake State Park.
Okay.
Tomorrow, probably, if the weather stays clear. And the kids are like, what's that? What is it? I'm like, look, it's an hour in the truck. All right. But then we get there and we can walk trails. We can have a picnic. We can swim. And they were all, even my teenagers were like, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. And I will say too, I have a state park pass.
Nice.
And I'm doing my best to use it up as much as possible because I was given two. It was a gift for my birthday.
There you go.
Yeah. So and just being able to get around to the state parks because they are just amazing.
Yep.
And there's one campsite that has an actual sled run for the winter. So
like a toboggan run.
So kind of like, well, can we? It said sled, so I don't know. I'm not the person to ask yet. I will not know until after this winter.
We'll find out.
But
this winter, I guess
we'll go there. Yeah, we'll go there now, see what it's like, and then we go back when it's frozen over or whatever, and sled. Yeah,
that sounds awesome.
Get the stuff done.
Yeah. So school. School is kicking into gear. Also, too, like so, kind of with that, kind of a fun little thing. I was putting a newsletter together, and I thought, there's got to be some fun pictures of just like that going back to school kind of deal. And you see a lot of times where like, mom and dad like pop open a bottle of wine and say, see you later, kids, have a good day at school, kind of thing. But I was like, there's got to be some fun, good, like dad ones. And there were some really good ones. And I was like, we need some of our dads to take pictures of that sort of event, just have somebody take it, or if they want to stage it with a tripod or however they want to do it. But whether it's staged or whatever, like
a party or a celebration,
just something fun. And that way, we have just a way to show these dads having a good time. And honestly, for the most part, like most kids by this time are ready to go back to school, as much as they're like, no, I'm not. Like once they get back there and they get around their friends and stuff, they totally almost even forget that they had said it 24 hours prior, I don't want to go to school. So yeah.
The night before can be a difficult time, but once you've got them out, once they're at school, they love it. I've rarely had none of my kids have ever gotten to school and then hated it.
Yeah.
They're usually, and always, of course, you ask them, what'd you do at school today? Nothing.
Yeah.
What'd
you learn today?
I know you did something at school. You were gone all day. And I know your teachers, they're really good at teaching. That's what they do.
When I pick the kids up, I tend to ask them, like, what was your favorite thing that you did at school today? And what was one thing that you didn't like about school? And asking those two open-ended questions usually get some kind of answer at least out of them. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't get a full conversation, but at least gets an answer. I'm like, all right, cool. I got a decent idea of what went on for the most part.
Yeah.
So, but that's, well, I guess that's my dad hack for trying to find things out from your kids.
Trying to pry them open.
A little bit.
Like
Yeah.
mollusks.
Yes, very much so. Get that pearl.
I'm not telling you anything. Oh, look at that. Yeah, get that pearl. Yeah.
Get that pearl. That's what it is. So
that's it. You're writing a book. I want to see it.
Hey, we're just going to go back into my Wayback Machine. I believe you said that you were going to be writing a book. So
I did. And I was hoping you'd forgotten that.
No, I did not forget that.
Because I'm looking at it going, so I have no pages written.
I don't know what episode that was, but right now this is episode 80. So I don't know how far back that was.
It was, well, I will say it was right after the first of the year, because we were talking about, do we do resolutions and what we asked for our kids and what our kids' goals were, and then what our goals were.
Okay.
And that is one of mine still for this year.
Yeah.
It has not materialized, but I will say I have done a lot more of other things this year that revolve around what I could write a book about.
Yeah.
So there's that, but it really feels arrogant to say, well, I've been doing this, so I'm going to write a book about it. What? Who the heck are you? What? What? I don't want. Who are you? You think you're so important that you want to write a book about? Oh, I did this year. But the reality of it is for me, I just want to write. I want to have things that I've written, and even if it's like a blog, a journal or a blurb or just anything on anything, just the ability to say I'm writing, not that I'm like published, but just that I'm doing it because I really enjoy it. And I always seem to have a fairly good assortment of words that fall together somehow. And I like it. And it's kind of like a painter who doesn't paint, or a dancer who doesn't dance. This is something that I feel like I not necessarily excel at. I don't mean that, but that I do, that I enjoy, that's fun for me, that I can, get my brain going. And I would love it if, I do have a fairly large ego, and I do have a great deal of love of myself and the way of hearing my own voice, but I would love it if I was like a multi-million-dollar bookseller. Sure. Yeah. I've got 1,000 books out. Sure. That would be great. But really, I just want to have something that I can look back and go, and in 2022, I made a goal to write something, to write a book. And then I did it,
Yeah.
And even if it's fart jokes or something, I don't know.
You'll figure it out.
It might end up being rushed fart jokes like December 28th. All right, we're just doing this.
You'll figure it out, man. Even if you just start up a blog, man, just start, go that route. Start writing stuff out. That's one way to go with it. So there's lots of blogs that have been turned into books. So
Yep.
But, yeah. So my resolution, one of the things that we talked about was me finishing my motorcycle, getting that all going. And I posted some pictures on my Instagram last week.
It looks good.
It's coming along. Yeah. Me and my buddy Steve, we tore it all down. We got it all cleaned up. Spent a lot of man hours polishing, buffing, wire wheeling things, like just all kinds of stuff. And then last week we started painting and got things painted. We had done just like I basically let him do it. Like he's painted motorcycles before, and he was like, "Do you want to do it?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to do it. You do it, man." Like I don't really want my bike to look horrible like a kindergartner painted it. Like you've got tech.
Like I had a can of spray paint,
Yes.
and I just
yes. And so like, and he's
me.
got all these techniques. And so like, I can be there and watch him and see what he's doing with different things. But yeah, he painted all this stuff, and I was cleaning things up and, like here, like this is ready to be painted, that kind of stuff. Like we were at that point, and finished on Friday that week. And on Saturday, I think it was Saturday morning, or maybe it was Thursday. I went home. I was like, I'm not gonna make it out on Friday. Saturday, he was like, do you care if I like start putting some of it together? And I'm like, sure, man, go for it. And so he had put like the handlebars on, the front forks, the wheels, front wheel, back wheel, shocks, got all that stuff situated and on there. He's like, it's ready to roll. And I'm like, awesome. He like sent me pictures, and I was like, you know what? Like, I think I can get out there Saturday evening. So I ended up, we did some shopping, and then I dropped the kids and wife off at home, and I went out there, and we ran the electric through the through the frame and area, the way that it needed to go, got the battery box situated in place, and then mounted the motor. And it's
cool.
I mean, it was super exciting to like see that and be like, wow, like this bike looks so different just even from this state of it. And then he had painted he had done a paint job on the muffler, and it looks awesome. Really nice, just black paint, looks really good on it. But it'll have like a silver piece in front of it with the SX 175 logo attached to that, so it's going to look slick. But yeah, I think he messaged me today, and he had done some more. He had done some more work to it today, and it was funny because the other part is that I posted in an Aramachi group that I'm in, the motorcycle, and I was like, hey, like here's where we are, like we're up and running and getting this thing going. It's been a lot of TLC and love. And this one guy goes, oh, he's like, if you like to put TLC and love into bikes, he's like, I've got a few that maybe you'd be interested in. And I was like, okay. And so I called him today and talked with him. He's got like 16 motorcycles down at his property.
Wow.
Yeah. Some of these guys,
they
like, just collect them. It's crazy.
Okay. So, I mean, they weren't like wrecked or anything like that. It's just motorcycles he ended up with, and just
motorcycles that
were running.
He's picked up
not running.
Yeah. He's picked up for good deals. Some of them run, some of them don't run. Some of them need just a little bit of love or type of deal, but he's got 3 that are similar to mine. And, he was like, yeah, he's like, I'd be willing to like get rid of them for a decent price or whatever. So, once school gets back in session, me and Steve are going to do a little, dudes, road trip, across the river and go see this guy and see what kind of deal we might be able to make to get these 3, because if we get them and we clean them up and we flip them, we can make a nice bit of money off of it, which would be awesome. So we'll see.
Cool.
But yeah, and then the other part too. So one of the reasons that we're so excited about getting this bike book together is because we're looking to actually put it in a British motorcycle show next month, right before Home Dad Con. Like it's like I think a week or 2 before the convention, and it's like
nice.
Yeah,
is that in Cincy?
It's just in Northern Kentucky, in Burlington, Kentucky.
All right.
But it's put on by the Cincinnati British bike group or something like that, or motorcycle group. And it's a European like thing. They've got like 15 different like vintage classes or whatever that you can enter into and stuff. So figure, hey, why not? Like, let's see what it does. Like that would be pretty cool to like win a trophy for that. But at the same time, like just to be able to show off that we got it done would be super cool too.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you'll get to talk with other people who've done what you did. And this is their passion project. This is their thing that they went in like, oh, and they'll appreciate what you did because they know how much work it is. They know what you had to do. How many wire brushes did you wear out?
Oh my gosh,
when you were doing
kidding,
that, right?
How many little pieces of wire did you pick out of your shirt, and did your kids find in their socks? Like, oh, that hurts. I'm like, oh shoot.
Let me take a look at that.
Like, let me pull that out there. Sorry about that. Like, yeah, because those things go everywhere.
You have to run a magnet all over the laundry when you take it out of the dryer.
Kidding. Yeah.
Sure you got everything out.
Why are these shirts all clumped together with this magnet? What's going on here?
Too much iron in your diet, I guess. I don't know, something.
But yeah, so that's what's going on with that side of things from earlier on this year. So
since our kids are older, I think you and I are absolutely ready for school to start.
Yes, absolutely ready. I've got
I've
got bags of school supplies and everything. Like we're ready to go.
Yes. That's where I was going. I was going to ask you, where are we looking on school supplies? Because I have enough from last year because I keep everything that I can. I mean, even little erasers or whatever it is, because it's just one less thing I've got to buy a pack of, this year. And if I can get a bulk deal, because I've got 4 kids. Okay. So every kid needs a pair of scissors. Okay. All right, cool. So that's 4 pair of scissors. Well, there's a 6-pack for, and I'd save $5. All right, give me the 6-pack because we'll use them because I'll lose them, almost immediately. Right. So my coffee table is covered in school supplies.
Yeah, and do you guys do the thing where you go like a day or 2 beforehand and drop all the school supplies like off or anything like that? Do you have one of those days?
Yes, they have. Now, this is different for me. They call it open house.
Okay.
Right now, open house to me was you go and meet the teacher. You go in, like the Boy Scouts has a little stand out front, and you meet the principal, and you get their schedule, and that's not at all what open house here is. Literally, you can go to the school and walk around and figure out where you're, what floor you're on, basically, but you don't get to meet any teacher.
Are they not even there?
Some of them are there, like decorating or getting their rooms ready and doing the preschool stuff.
Okay.
But their rooms are locked, and there's, no, you're not coming in. I don't have time to talk to you. I'm getting my curriculum or whatever going. And it was just a very different thing, because then they have a kind of meet the teacher thing about a week after school starts.
Oh, interesting.
And so then you can go with your kids and go to the school and, go meet the teachers, and they're like, they don't have their schedule finalized until a week before school starts, I think. I think it was the 28th. I wrote it down because I don't remember the exact date, but it was not. I'm just like, okay, I know that's a lot to get together, but I'm pretty sure we just had all this done in Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, and I'm not in any way critical of it or bashing it. I don't mean to sound like that. It's simply such a new experience, and I know there's reasons for it. And I mean, I've said it before, I could not be a teacher. So I'm just saying the day-to-day stuff, much less all the stuff you've got to do over the summer and in late nights and all that other thing that you've got to put together just to keep your classroom stocked.
Right.
But we're going to go in, and they all have lockers, even at the elementary school.
Okay.
Which is completely new for me. But again, you have your winter clothes. You have your coat and boots and snowsuits or whatever else, and you're not going to wear that in class. You just stick them in your locker. So even the elementary school kids have a locker to put their stuff in.
Do they lock up their lockers, or are they just like?
They're combination locked.
Oh, really? Even
so
for a kindergarten?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure.
Y'all.
No, I may be wrong.
You all have the same. You all have the same number. 010.
Just do this. It may not be locked. It may be that you can bring a lock. I don't remember at elementary school, honestly. But
sounds like
but it was just amazing. And they were all like, the full like 6-7 foot tall lockers.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was very impressive. It was odd going into an elementary school and seeing just the halls lined with lockers. But the first time I had to send them to school with their snowsuits and boots and their coat and their hat and their mittens or gloves, and just, wow. Okay. Yeah. You need a place to put all that. So,
see, I would be concerned too with you got little kids and you got lockers. For me, it's like, hey, where'd little Billy go? I'm in here. Like
help me, I can't get out.
For real.
Oh man.
And it wasn't so much that somebody pushed him in there. It was like, hey, I can fit in here. And then someone just accidentally shut the door. Was like, what's your combination?
I shut the door myself.
Or that too. Yes.
You know, I got in my locker and locked myself in there. Of course you did. Well, snack time's coming. I'll push a piece of celery through the slots.
Here's the fruit strip. That fits through the groove. You're good. We'll get Janitor Bob here in a second with the key.
I'll send you a sandwich if you really want a sandwich, but you're not going to want it.
Oh my gosh.
Try to squish it through the thing.
Can you just put the straw through there and just like set them?
Yeah, just stand here and hold your water bottle for you.
Gosh.
But then what are you going to do? Because you're going to have to pee.
Oh my gosh.
You know it's coming.
Yeah. Anyway, wow. Too much Judy Bloom in my life.
Right. And the other thing I'm thinking is this year I'm going to get the kids a separate bag for their boots and snowsuit and stuff. Because a lot of times they have to wear them in the morning, but they don't wear them home.
Oh,
they wore just their shoes all day, and they don't need, they're not going to go back out in the snow. So they don't wear their boots to get off the bus, basically. Yeah. So they're carrying their boots and carrying their, and I'm like, I guess just get them another bag. Is that what we do?
That works.
I don't know.
We went with, so last year the kids were like, I need some more food. Like, and we had a lunch box and we had one of those like little bento box things, and you only put so much in there. And I was telling Corey, I was like, we got to find something bigger to put in so that there's more room. And so she found a different like style of bento box that's a little bit bigger. The problem was that like it shows up and it will not fit in the bags that we have. And I'm like, well, I guess we're not going to be using those until we can find a lunchbox. And of course, right now, like it was the beginning, or it was like in the middle of school, it's like not going to be able to go and just find those kind of lunch boxes more than likely.
Yeah.
And so this year, we were looking around, and sure enough, like Corey found like the last two of like this larger size lunch bag type of deal, and we brought it home and we're like, please fit, and they did. They like fit in there perfectly, and we're like, yes, and it's got a spot to like hold their water bottle and everything, and I'm like, all right, this is awesome. Like, this is going to be the game changer for this year for being able to just throw stuff in, because a lot of times too, like, they'll eat what they'll eat, and then the rest of it, it's like car, like they get in the car and all of a sudden you're like, why does it smell like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich all of a sudden in this car? And I used to get really mad about it. And I'm like, why didn't you eat your lunch? And I'm just like, screw it, whatever, like eat whatever. Like, at least you're eating.
You're eating, you're not hungry. I assume I did what I needed to do to keep you alive.
You didn't pass out at school. Fine, eat whatever. Like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. And you have food. I have done my job.
Right.
I have given you sustenance. You've decided to not eat the sandwich. Well, all right.
Well, in my two, I'm like, well, like, I guess I don't need to give you a snack. Like, you've got that now. You're good until dinner time. Like, jeez. Yeah.
You can eat that sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. So, so that's, we're ready for sure.
Good.
That's the nice part. I mean, they had like a tax-free day or weekend actually last weekend, so that's why we went out and did all of our shopping. So that was helpful. Even like they have so much stuff, like even parents can get like clothes up to like a certain amount. So I mean, you can buy stuff for you too. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it all falls in line the same way. That's cool.
Yeah, that's very
like
useful.
I went to the place, like the running store that I get my my shoes from, which are New Balance, but they're blue. And that I had seen where they were having a sale. And so I went in there and I got them for the sale price plus a military discount price plus no tax. And so like I got these shoes for like $100. I'm like, score. Cause like, I feel like adult shoes are so freaking expensive if you want like a nice pair that actually like feel comfortable. But yeah, so like that's what we did and it worked out really well. But yeah, we got all the stuff is situated. I think the one thing that I need to do better that I was just hearing you talk about was the idea of using supplies from previous years. Like, and we honestly should have probably like done a better job of that, because we've got so many boxes of freaking crayons and they're like, we want Crayola crayons. I'm like, crayons are crayons, like who cares? Like,
yeah.
And then they ask for glue sticks, and it was interesting. I was watching a TikTok where this one woman was like, these teachers, they ask for so many glue sticks and parents are like, why are you asking for like 12 glue sticks? And she's like, let me show you why. And she takes the cap off and she screws this thing up. And I kid you not, less than half of that tube was actually glue.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. I think I put it in the Discord channel. You have to check it out. But yeah, I was like, no freaking way. I mean, I'm not kidding you. Like, we're talking like the tip of your thumb was about how big the glue is that's in there. And I'm just like, no wonder they're asking for that. Like, you can run through that in a day. So
yeah. And especially with how much kids will use.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't have any concept of really saving, or keeping it. I just use the whole thing. I got 5 more. I guess. And
you can tell the comments from the people who didn't have kids when they're like, well, how are they going through it so quickly? I'm like, you don't have any kids. You've never seen a kid open up a glue stick and just basically smash it into the paper. That one's done. Teach. I need a new one.
Dad, I'm going to make a book. I love that you're making a book. I'm taking a piece of construction paper, Dad, and I am covering it with glue. And then I'm just folding it. I'm just folding it in half.
Yep.
And I'm like, you there's no need for that. You don't even need to glue it. It could just stay together.
It's amazing.
And they're like, no, I needed this. Yeah. It was like, okay.
But yeah.
All right. And it's a small sacrifice. I got to admit, crafting and craft supplies are just, okay, we got to have them.
Yeah.
Use them up.
But hey, definitely. I feel like too, these teachers have gone through quite a bit. Find out, get to know them, find out what it is that they like, so that you're not sending them in like the same like crappy cup that they get every single year. Like find out like what's their favorite coffee place, find out what their favorite like
Yes.
guilty pleasure thing is. Get them gift cards.
Giving
yes.
is an art, but it's very easy to go and ask, hey, what can I get you?
Yeah.
Even if it's like one of the teachers last year, I could just tell she was the kind of person that put a lot of thought into her Christmas gifts, and the kind of person that would use a dark colored tag and then might write in silver or gold writing, because it's just that kind of, that's the way her classroom's put together. And this is everything about how she does her letters and newsletters to the parents. It's all just very, very Pinterest, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but just, it is what it is. And I gave her some Sharpies in silver, metallic gold. And I said, it's just something small just to say thank you. I know it's not anything, big, but I just want to tell you, I really appreciate what you've done with my kids. It's for Christmas. And she pulled it out and she looked at it like, what? And I'm like, you are the kind of person that sends cool gifts for Christmas. And maybe I'm wrong, but let's go. And she was like, well, I do like to, give. And I'm like, yeah, now you're going to do it in silver metallic writing, right? It's just the best.
Do some really cool calligraphy. It'll be awesome.
I made that one. That one I did right. The other ones I've failed at, but I'm just going to stick with the one that I've succeeded on, because
hey, that works.
Got to keep my.
But no, but seriously though, like that's
ego.
I feel like that's a great way to you're not like, hey, give my kid an A type anything like that. It's more like, hey, like I see you as another human being who's working their tail off for my kid. Like I just want to show
probably
appreciation.
A parent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. More than likely.
I mean,
although too, right now it's very possible you're going to see some very young teachers who are coming right out of college that have not had a normal year yet, and they've gone through tons of stress on top of that. And so, I guess for me, I think sometimes we forget that showing appreciation really does give you that bolt of energy that you might not think that you actually wield, but you hold it. You hold the power to give somebody the energy that they need to move into the next day. So hopefully people take that and use it however they will for good.
But and join your PTO.
Yeah, that or volunteer
parents.
or whatever. I've never really been able to join the PTO, but I've volunteered hundreds of hours over the past 3 years. So
the school can use so much. It's not just materials. If you have the time and you have hey, I'm going to take an hour out of my day and go direct traffic at the school or something, or help the kids get on the, I don't know if they let you get on the bus, but help the kids get to their cars,
at lunch,
their mom's cars, whatever. Do whatever.
Yep.
Be the cashier at the lunch line. Yeah, that's been one that's been offered at our school. I think all of last year, can we get somebody please to come in here and just be take the person. It's just a code. It's not even money. You just gotta.
I spend most of my time just walking around the lunchroom, opening things for kids, especially the little ones. So, which is a lot of fun. And at the same time, I have fun with it because some of the things, they're going to explode. And so I always act like it's going to, I actually I'm opening up a grenade almost, especially the mandarin oranges. I'm like, oh my gosh, will it get me or not type of thing. And the kids are just gonna chuckling the entire time. Pop. So it's always fun.
So that's my tip then. That's going to be my tip of the night, is if you're sending your kids to school with their lunch, make sure whatever you're sending them is something they can open. If you're sending them with a Lunchable and they can't open the Lunchable, that's bad. Choose something else.
Yep.
If it's a juice box and they can't stab that straw in there, no, you gotta find a thermos or something, because the teachers don't have time to walk around to 20 kids and open their Lunchables for them.
If you're going to do a Lunchable and they can't open it up, saran wrap it or put it in a Ziploc bag.
Put it in another bag, anything. But that if your kid can't handle that package, don't send them in.
Yep.
So that's it. I'm done.
I'm done too,
that's
man.
My word of wisdom.
Hey, it's been a good show. I hope everybody gets their kids back to school very seamlessly, no big deal, but be sure to take those pictures and send those in, because we want to see just dads and their kids out having a good time going back to school and whatnot, and however that comes about, we want to see it. So send them into us, and we'll talk to y'all next week. Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.
I'm a dad, that's what I do.